Hi everybody. Today I am doing an old recipe called Peggy's Perky Pickles. I may have mentioned that before on my last batch I did. The recipe was a quart of white vinegar and 1 cup of salt and 12 cups of water, I believe. Because it's 3 quarts it's calling for. So, get all the salt out here. And we're gonna switch this pot over to the stove. I mean the sink. And get some water. I tried to get everything pretty prepared as much as I could, but that way you don't have to stand here and watch the whole process because it's kind of lengthy. So we're gonna get 12 cups of water here and put it in our brine pot. And I have well water, or if you have city water, you might want to use some kind of distilled water so you don't get all the minerals in your pickles, because it might leave a kind of a white cloudy coating on your jar. Make it look cloudy anyway. So we're going to turn the stove on and heat that up. We'll get a spoon, and I don't know what I did with a big spatula. So I'll use so that all the salt will dissolve in here. All right, so once again, salt, vinegar, and water is your brine. That. And then over here, I am chopping up my cucumbers right here that I picked yesterday out of the garden. And since we moved out here, I had to, get rid of a lot of stuff. I don't have my big processor anymore. I have found that I only have this old, tiny, little 1 cup chopper. So it's gonna take me a while to get all these ground up. And this is the thing I used years ago when I was really young. And, as you get older, or you can afford to buy more appliances, I had a big one. Things have to go, but all things are replaceable. Remember that when you move. You don't have to take everything. Everything's replaceable. So, back to the tiny one. One of these days I'll remember when I'm doing canning that I need to get a new chopper. And this one's loud, so hold on to your hat. And then I just kind of shake it. I don't want to puree it, I just want to chop it so it's kind of small like that. And I left my bowl over here. Right here. dump it in my mixer bowl and just complete the process until I get all my pickles chopped up. Cube them all so that they fit in there. And to think years ago, before electronic devices, these women were doing all this by hand. I don't know if my mom even had a chopper. I don't know how she did her relish. So, let's chop up some more pickles though, right here. Get you down where you can see them. Right there. I hear my hot water bath is chugging along over there. It's probably faster than I am at getting these done. So just cube them up so that they'll fit in there. I tried using my KitchenAid mixer, food grater, and it made it long and stringy like that. So back to the old guy here. Get those big pieces down at the bottom. Put them in the bowl. Old school. Can't have it all the way you want it all the time. So you have to adapt. Chop them up. I have enough in that one. I think I better check my water pot. It is boiling already. I'm gonna turn him down. Put the big pot down. Put a lid on my brine. Get you up here. My tracking stand works, but it tracks me too well and you can't see what other stuff I'm doing, so. And it's supposed to be really hot. I know I mentioned it yesterday in one of my videos. After that nice rain that we got, we're supposed to have a real spike in heat. So I was trying to get this done a little earlier, but as usual, other projects called first. Like the man wanted breakfast, so I helped him out with that. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna make sure this thing's on here just right. There, it has to pop down. All right, try it again. I don't even know if the blender would, no, because you get, in a blender you have so much volume in there, it would make mush out of the stuff in the bottom. So all of those who know me, don't feel bad that I'm having to do it the old way that I would have done in the 70s, because that's pretty much, well, actually 80s, sorry, 80s. I got these little choppers because when I was young, I couldn't afford to buy fancy appliances when I was first married, and I was just tickled to death just to get this little thing. And I've had a couple of them since, and it's still working. It's slow going, but it works. I guess I need one with a 2-quart bowl. Okay. Better than doing it by hand. That's all I gotta say. Okay, I washed all these these cucumbers yesterday, and I soaked them in cold water, so they come out nice and crispy like this. If you were to bite into it, it would be nice and crispy. And that's what you want. Of course, you know, relish isn't like our pickles. All right, let's see what we got. It's more. We're not huge relish eaters, but you gotta do something with all these cucumbers that you grow. So I won't have to be buying relish for a while. And I'm not making sweet relish. Sweet relish really isn't my thing, but I'm probably gonna have to do some of them in some kind of sweet. It does add a lot of flavor to deviled eggs. Sweet and dill relish in them. So maybe we'll do this batch in dill, because I've already made some, and then we'll do some sweet relish. So I'll have to pick up, fix up a different brine for that. You gotta put your plate on first. Forget to put it on, then you have to dump the bowl back out and refill it. Carrot. Did I get them chopped? I didn't chop them. Smaller. My thing over here. Stop. Put some in here. Nice, fresh smelling cucumbers. Can't beat it. It's nothing like fresh produce. Get a washcloth. I can wipe my muggy hands off. Okay. This bowl. How's your day going anyway? Hope everybody's fine. It's a Saturday. Everybody's off work. Right. Chop, 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 chop. Fill it up and turn you this way a little bit. What'd I do? Didn't get it locked down. You're tired of watching me do chopped cucumbers yet? I'm sorry. I guess I could have just chopped them all up first. Maybe that's what I'll do. Edit it all out. Yeah, we're working on trying to get a whole bowl here. Mush out of it. See, it comes out. I don't know if you can see the consistency. Probably not. I'll show you the big bowl when I'm done here. You know, people put onion and stuff in this too. But I did do a batch with some onion and bell pepper and stuff like that. The onion was way overpowering, so I would prefer to just add the onion on your hot dogs or whatever you're using your relish for separately. Because I had fresh onions out of the garden and it tasted like onion relish. And some of you might be going, yay, that sounds good. Not me. Come on. I'm getting them fairly full there. All right, let's work with this amount. See what we got. May have to do some more jars, so we'll slide this over here. These big ones, as you've seen, I give them to the chickens. Some of them are bad. I've cut them open, and the insides, the seeds weren't as big as I thought they were going to be. And see, look at this one. I cut it, and it's got small seeds, so that's perfect for salad and stuff. So some of those that you're throwing out because you think they're too big, they're actually good. These are called straight 8s that I grew. Put him back in the crisper. Let's turn all our stuff down. I'm taking too long. And I put my lids in this little pot back here to get the rubber. These little canning lids. I put them all in here to get the rubber nice and warm. Turn it on. They've all been washed as well. All right. Let's do some peppers. I got these little ones. These were given to us by a friend my husband worked with previously. And so I'm down to these. I'm going to use these, and they might be pretty good in the relish jar. They're tiny jars, so perfect size. They're not too hot. So we got 3, 6. Let's go for a pepper in each jar. I think I got 8 jars going. Let's see how I do. And I've got dill seed. And I've got some dill weed. Oh, no I don't. That's empty. Anyway. And my recipe calls for alum. That's to help keep it crispy, I believe. But this is just relish, so I'm not too worried about it. So we've got our garlic and our peppers that we're gonna put in it. And we have our dill. So we've got that lined up over here. Get rid of these excess lids I don't need. Get them out of the way. Clean this up. And put it over here. And I was gonna put it in a chicken bowl, but I'll just throw it in the trash can. All right. Now that our brine is hot and our hot water bath, spread this towel out here. It's clean. Make sure you got clean stuff. And I got this jar too full. This one right here, so I'm going to redo it. We want a space that's called a head space, about from here to the top. Make sure that you do that so that you have, it's called air space, I believe. Head space, air space. I need another little tool for the air bubbles. Well, here we'll use this knife. And air bubbles. There's my clean cloth. Wipe the mouth off of the jar. This one's got a little bit too much also. Wipe him off. And knife in there and break up the bubbles. You have to be careful with some of that dill weed. It will get along the top of the edge or a piece of the relish, and that'll keep your lid from sealing. This one should be fine. Get him all mixed up. Straighten him up. See, he's down at the bottom of the thread there. So I think he'll be okay. But you don't want to shake him too much because you don't want him to get up under your lid and inhibit it. So let's fill some jars. My mom used to put these in a pot and keep them boiling hot. Some people put them in the dishwasher and take them out as they need them from the dishwasher. Little mixer cup. Keep them hot because you're going to throw them in the boiling bath. So I'm going to put 1 clove of garlic, a pepper, and it says a teaspoon of dill for a quart. So I'm just going to do a 1/2 teaspoon. We like them dilly. And put in some of the relish. Down. Make sure you get it down there. I'm going to put it back in the hot water. Garlic. Pepper. 1/2 teaspoon or so. Whoops, forgot my thing. I just thought something fell off my cutting buddy here. Put in the pickle, relish down there. Not too much. his stuff. And yes, everything's a he, because if it's a chore process to do, I think I need to call him now. All right. Did I do that again? Yeah. Forgetting my process here. And now I'm gonna do regular quart jars. Those were just some pints. That'll get the project rolling here a little faster. This stuff has a tendency to float. So you want to get your jars packed pretty good. See, once you get all the tedious part done of grating all that up, then the fast part starts happening. Let's get my bowl over here. So I have to. Did it again, didn't I? Goofing around. Garlic, pepper. You guys didn't get dill. Somebody was going to remind me of that. Dang. Okay, that's got dill at the bottom. Dill, I see those. Dill, dill. All right, how about you? No. Try to be quick so you don't have to here and watch me the whole time. Those have dill in them. You go in here too. Oops, spilled one. Back over there, so he needs more stuff. He already has all his spices in it. Okay, I think we got enough ground up for one more jar. Let's scrape this down. I'm going to drain this water off out of this cucumber pot. Shy of a full jar. So that means I gotta zap up a little bit more in my chopper. Get some more cucumber. Put him back over there. And chop up some more cucumbers here. I don't have a cameraman. I do have this tripod with a face tracking device on it, but it tracks me instead of my project, so I end up shutting it off sometimes. All right, lid. Where did the lid go? Here it is. And everything snapped where it belongs. It's got a little broken knot in it, so squish them down. How does that look? That looks pretty good. Put in some garlic, a pepper, some dill. Okay. Well, heat him. Got another jar sitting there, but we're gonna go over here and get our brine and start filling these jars up since everything's hot. The brine off. Take the lid off. Be careful, all this stuff is hot. Oven mitt. This side doesn't have a handle, it broke. So I'm gonna do it like this. And shut my lids off. That's not hot. Counters. I have plenty of counter space, but I make a big mess. What do I want now? I want my cup back. And this funnel thing. And then we're going to fill our jars with the hot brine. Hot water there. Ow, ow. Don't hit it. Go. Bubbles out. Oh, get another one. I seem to have lost it. Wipe the mouth off on your jar really well after you've filled it. And I have a magnetic device somewhere to get these hot lids out. They make these things. They're magnets on the bottom. And it picks your lids up like that, so you don't have to scorch your fingers unless two of them stick together. Then you gotta peel it apart. That's not too bad. I dropped a couple in the sink. So place this on here. Where's the rings? I lost. Oh, they're in the sink. Duh. Okay. And I'm gonna do a couple. That pot's hot. Get the bubbles out. Well, that's what they say anyway. Because you've got all this loose stuff. Wipe the rim off. Get you a lid. I wipe it off too. And your ring. And then use these handy dandy jar picker uppers. And we're gonna come over here to the stove and put them in the boiling bath. I better turn that thing back up high. And stick them in the hot water like this. Be careful not to knock them over. See, some of these little jars don't stand up quite as well. And another one. Grasp it tightly. Set it in your boil bath. And here, these little guys get wobbly. All right, fill up some more jars. I mean, put the lids on, we done filled them up. Sorry if this is boring, but there are some people out there, I'm sure, that don't know how to can. And there's other people are a lot neater than I am, I'm sure. But I've been doing it for a long time, and this is just the way I do it. Got that one pickle jar too full. Wait, what are you doing? See, I've been talking. He doesn't have quite enough brine. There. Wipe your lip on the jar. Be careful of floaters. See, that one's got a little tiny piece of cucumber, and these darn dill seeds will get up underneath these lids too. That's why you don't want to wobble your jar a lot, because before you get the stuff on, because your product may get all over your lip of the jar, and then the lid won't seal. Back over here. Are you guys getting dizzy yet? I guess I could just turn the motion thingy back on, huh? Like that. Are you gonna track me? Finger business. Okay. More jars. Put some brine in it. Bring and pick them up. Yes, and take them over to the pot. Stick them in there so they're all sitting up pretty good. He needs a little bit more brine right here in the jar. This one. Get a different washcloth because I dropped it on the floor. Lost me, didn't you? Talking to the silly tripod. All right. Get the air out of it. Just why don't. The jars. Just poke a knife down in there. Lid. And oops, got a little bit of debris trying to poke up. Make sure you get those down. Finger tight, not over tightened. Get your jars. Head to the pot again. Just about got a full pot. Wonder. Get those set up there. One more. And here we go. One can fit in the middle, like that. All right, I guess we're just gonna have to let those go. And put the lid on it and boil it. And let's see if this saltwater filled jars placed, and then you can put grape leaves, oak leaves in your jars as well. It especially for your slicers, it helps keep them crispy. So 2 tablespoons. I better go get my canning book and see. Usually I do them for 3 minutes on these little ones. So I was gonna make mush out of it, but it sterilizes it.